welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today we are doing a full face of Korean Daiso makeup. Everything in today's video is literally under $4 and that is so crazy, and I feel like it's very uncommon now, you know what I mean? And what's even more crazy is that every product is really good. I was so surprised as well, like not me spoiling the whole video, but literally I'm so impressed with all of these products. I've been testing everything out for the past few days and I've been really loving everything, so I'm excited to like showcase it all to you and give you guys my thoughts. If you guys are going Korea anytime soon, please save this video and like check out the products. I feel like a lot of these are much better than like other popular Korean brands I've used. I do just want to give a big thank you and a big shout out to my friend Denise. She went to Japan, Korea in December, January, and she brought me back so many things, and everything in today's video is provided from her. Like she literally put all of this in her suitcase back for me, which was so nice. I know when you're traveling, luggage space is important, it's very precious, but the fact that she brought all of this back in its boxes as well, I feel so grateful. So thank you so much, Denise. She also did her own review on Korean Daiso makeup as well, so I'm gonna leave her video in the description down below. But girl, thank you so much, and honestly I've been loving everything. So she sent me this back in I think February. We are now in August. I know it took me a while to use these products. I actually went Korea myself in April, but when I went Daiso I actually didn't look at the makeup at all just because I knew Denise, she bought me a lot. And with these brands, there's a few different brands. I'm not sure if these brands are exclusive to Daiso or they're like individual brands that are just sold at Daiso as well. I'm not too sure about that. If you guys are not familiar with Daiso, it is sort of like a dollar store. It is global. So all of these products range from 3,000 won to 5,000 won, and to convert that, 5,000 won is around 360 USD, and that's about like $6 New Zealand. So everything is super affordable and the quality is really good as well. So yeah, we do have a full face to get through. I'm going to be trying everything on and sharing it that way. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into the review. Alright, let's get started. We're gonna go in with the base first. I do have a primer. This is from the brand IPKN, and this is their Personal Moisture Primer. Has 25 mils, which I feel like is a pretty good size, and I've actually been using this primer for the past few days. I've been doing my makeup and I really like it. It literally just feels like a moisturizer, and I love a good moisturizing primer. I feel like even though my skincare is good enough to be a primer, just going with an extra primer really does help, I feel, just to prevent any cakiness. And like you can see how well that blends into the skin. There is a slight fragrance, but I really have to like pull it to my nose to smell it. It feels so good on the skin. Like I love that. For a few dollars, such a good primer. Then for foundation, Denise got me a few options to choose from. So first, these are the tag cushions. So we have it in the velvet and then the dewy, but I'm gonna be doing a cushion review where I'm testing out all of my cushion foundations and giving my review on all of them. So I'm gonna leave these for that video, and then I thought for today we could use this because guys, oh my goodness. So I've been testing everything out for the past few days and I've been so impressed by this, what is it, a foundation, yes. So we have the Cover Pick foundation, which is in the matte formula, and then this is the Water Pick foundation. So a dewy one and a matte one, or like velvety one. And I was so impressed by these guys. And while I was preparing for the video, I was trying to figure out what the brand name of this is. I think it's Drop B Colors, but I was looking at the back and the website, it says thesamecosmetics.com. So I'm like, is this the same brand that I'm thinking of? And it is. It's the same brand that has the iconic concealer and then my favorite pot concealer. So I'm thinking maybe this is like a sister brand that's a little bit more affordable, but I do think the same already is quite affordable. And then once I realized that it's from the same company, I was like, okay, it makes total sense why I love this so much. And I've tried both. I haven't worn them out for the whole day, so I don't know how long they last. Once I set everything down, they kind of look the same. I wear the matte one on this side, so you can just kind of see the difference, because honestly, I don't think there is much of a difference. And this is the color. It's number 2. I don't know how many shades there are. I'm not gonna expect that there's gonna be a lot of shades. I am gonna go in with my spatula, and I'm just gonna take some of that. My expectations for all of these products, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of low, because like it's so affordable. It's so, I'm like, how good is it gonna be? And I'm not one to knock off like affordable makeup. A lot of the products I use are quite affordable, but my perception of Daiso, you know, I live in New Zealand, I probably wouldn't buy makeup from here, but this makeup I feel like is actually better than a lot of the like hyped up K-beauty brands. I love a lot of this stuff. It's so surprising. So I'm just gonna use a puff. So the coverage I would say is maybe like light to medium, but like look at my skin. Oh, that's so good. I'm pretty sure that this foundation would be 5,000 won, which is around like $6 New Zealand and like $3 US. And the way I love this more than like my K-beauty cushion, it is matte, but it's not drying. Like it has that skin-like texture to it. Like, isn't that so pretty? And the coverage I like. I don't like something too full coverage anyway. And with a lot of these brands, I don't know if you can buy them like individually or they're just like exclusive to Daiso. Since Denise got me everything, when I went Daiso, I didn't really look at the makeup just because I knew Denise already got me a bunch that I could save time and look at other things. But anyway, we're gonna go in with the water pick one now. I did clean down my spatula, the dewy side. You guys know I have oily skin. I always like to be matte, but even with this more dewy one, it's not too bad. And I'm just gonna flip my cushion around, just use this side. I use the rounded side for the matte. So yeah, like the finish of this is not extremely dewy. Like even for an oily skin girl, it looks good. You know what I mean? Like I think you can see a difference. Like here, there's a bit of a glow, whereas here, it's not too intense. I mean, how good, guys, how good. All right, then we're gonna move on to concealers, because the same brand, Drop B Colors, the same sister company, I guess, of the same, they have concealers, which if you are like a K-beauty fan, you probably have used the tip concealer from the same. I only have the pink one, which is a brightening concealer, and I really do like it. I think the coverage is really good, and you guys know I love their pot concealer. This is like my favorite. So again, when I was using this concealer, I was so surprised of how much I loved it. So Denise got me 2 shades. This one is number 1. It is a little bit green, a little bit olive. So this would be good for like color correcting if you don't want to use like a more brighter green. I'm gonna go in with number 2. And it is very tiny, but it's the same with this concealer as well. The packaging is very small, but I mean for a few dollars, it's really not bad. Sorry, if I'm itching my face, it's just because I have like fluff. When you have 5 cats, it's just like fluff anywhere and everywhere. But I'm gonna apply this to my under eyes here. And I was like comparing the 2 formula. Again, I don't have the same concealer in like a true color. I just have it in the pink for brightening. But even to the touch, the formula, I think it's like exactly the same. This is probably around 3,000 won. I remember getting this for around 11 USD, so it is a little bit more expensive, but I even think this is still very affordable. This one is just like even more affordable, but in size comparison, it is a little bit smaller, so you are getting less, but I really do think it's the same thing. I'm like, is this allowed? Are we allowed to make the same product from the same company, but in a different packaging and make it cheaper? And people might not know, you know? Like, look at that. Like, you guys, out of all the reviews I've done on my 10 years of YouTube, this review has honestly surprised me the most. And I think maybe because, you know, my expectations were quite low, but wow, I'm blown away with the quality of these products. Like, I would use these products more than my other K-beauty products that I got on my trip, you know what I mean? So if you're planning a trip to Korea, make a stop to the Daiso. There's a 12 level one in Myeongdong. It's so overwhelming. It is a little hard to go up and down because it's like literally one elevator for 12 levels. So you do end up kind of walking all the stairs. Now we're gonna move on to cream contour. I have this one from TAG. It's the multi contour stick, and this is a number 2 nude brown. And I don't have a contour stick like this in a skinny pan. I've been really wanting something like this because you can get very precise. And for cream contour, all I do is take it on my jawline so I can cover up my double chin, and then I will go around my nose. See, like this, you can get really precise. And you know, I'm not like the best with contouring my nose, just here. It's very smooth, very creamy, and it is pigmented like this, right? But when you blend it blends out like a dream. So you can see here. And it's very soft, you know, like it's not like a harsh contour where it's too pigmented. It doesn't dry down super quick. And then I'm just gonna go in with this brush for my nose. Just tap it over with my puff to really blend it out. Just very soft and natural. That I also really love. That I can also see myself using in my day-to-day makeup as well. Because we're gonna go in with powder. I have this one from IPKN. This is the Personal Tone Correcting Blurring Pact in lavender. Has a little puff inside the packaging, very cute. So for this, I like to use a powder puff, and I'm gonna go in like this, and that's what it looks like. It's a very white color, but with a purple undertone. And I tap some of it on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna go in under my eyes to set. This is very brightening, as a lavender should be. Very blurring as well, which I love. Like before, after. As a matte girl, oof, I love that. It's so blurring as well. I definitely can see myself again using a lot of the stuff. Like the way I kind of like to review things, yes, a product could be good, but am I gonna use it? If it's like that, I might rank it a little bit lower. But if it's something that I know I'm gonna use a lot in my day-to-day routine, and because it's to that quality to be in my daily routine, then I rank it like a little higher and I love it a bit more. Like there's so many products out there that I do like, but like, am I gonna use this? You know, is it like worth your money to use? Like if you're not gonna use it, then like, I don't think it's worth your money, right? I always take price into consideration too. Now it's time for the brows. I have 2 products from TAG. I got the Slim Brow Pencil in number 1 dark brown, and then I have the Fixing Brow Cara in number 1 dark brown. So I typically like to use a brow pencil and then a brow powder. So I'm just gonna go in with my own brow powder for this. So for the brow pencil, it does come in like a little triangle form, which is nice because you do get a lot of flat edges. And for a brow pencil, personally, I do like that because I will always go down on the base of my brows just to get like that mapping out. Kind of like this, and usually I leave it like this and go in with my brow powder, but just to show you how the brow pencil performs, I think it performs really well. It's a little bit more waxy than powdery, I would say, but honestly it is really good, and look how nicely that blends out. But I honestly don't mind this formula as well. I think I can create a really nice natural looking brow with this alone. But just because, you know, this is how I've been doing my brows for years and years, I am just gonna go in with my brow powder. This one is from Flower Nose, and just taking it on an angle brush, I do just like to fill it in a little bit more. And what's nice is like you can draw on little hairs in the front if you want, because of that sharp edge. But now we're gonna go into the brow cara. The wand is very cute, it's very small, which I like because my brows are very thin Now, you saw my brows, so you know that brow mascaras to me I don't really use a lot. Also, I do have my bangs down, but I like how this, you still can maneuver the product. The formula is not too thick. Like, your brows still feel thin. Like, if you look it to the side, it still looks like your hair. I've used some brow mascaras that like thicken it up a lot, which I personally don't love. But in saying that, if you like a lifted brow look, I'm not sure how this is going to actually hold up your brows because of this like thinner, more dry formula. But for someone like me who has sparse brows and gets weighed down really easily, this looks nice. And you probably could not see a difference of me applying that because that's just my brows. Then onto the eyes. I did one eye off camera just really quickly, but we're gonna start off with eye primer. I'm just using this one from JUDY. And for the eye palette, it's from a brand called TwinklePop. It's their glitter layering eye palette, and this is in number 2 pink layer. So it's a little quad. We got 2 mattes, a glitter, and then a matte with like little shimmers in it. And this, you guys, is also really pretty too. So I'm gonna take this mauve shade here. So this one is a matte, but it has little shimmers in it, and you will see those shimmers. It might have a little bit of fallout as well on your cheeks a little, but I think to its name, how it's called glitter layering, in a way it makes total sense. So this is literally going to be our all over shade, and it's definitely, you know, a buildable formula true to K-beauty. You can see, or I'm not sure if my camera is gonna pick it up, but there is a little silver glitters that you will see, which I think this would be great as like a one and done eyeshadow. I'm also gonna take that onto my lower lash line as well. Like, it's not crazy pigmented off the bat, but it definitely shows up, and I really like the more subtleness of it. I think it's very pretty. Again, honestly, a lot better than some other K-beauty palettes that I use. I also have this brush from Tag. It's the vegan nose shading brush. Oh, so this is for your nose contour. Oops. I use this with the peachy color. So the peachy color honestly doesn't really show up for me because it's very, very light. But just taking it on a bigger brush, I just like to go around the edges for shadows like this, just to further blend. But now we're gonna take the darker brown, and I'm gonna focus this at the outer corners of my eyes. Again, it has that more powdery formula, a little bit more sheer, but you can see that depth slowly building up. Easy to blend. It doesn't look patchy at all whatsoever, but it's not that like very buttery pigmented formula that maybe we're used to when it comes to Western. Again, taking that onto my lower lash line. Now it's time to use the glitter. I'm gonna use my finger first. This is a really hard press type of glitter, but it gives a really pretty shine and sparkle. And because we already have some of those little glitters from that mauve shade, when it says glitter layering, it makes total sense because this layers on really well. I'm focusing that at the center of my eye. And then I'll get a brush, and then just taking a brush to like maneuver and spread that out, and it's like a little glitter bomb on the eyes. I think it's really pretty. Like, this is a palette I definitely would use again. I love this like cool tone mauve look. Very pretty. And then now it's time for egg yolk style, because I am going to use other products that's not from Daiso, but I'm going to use this pencil eyeliner. It's in volume beige, and I think the brand is called The Bomb, B-O-M, and it's the only product I have from this brand, but it's like a cream gel liner from ColourPop, really. It's like honeydew. I'm gonna use this to highlight my egg yolk style, which is just like my eye bag. You can use this in your waterline to brighten up. It's that creamy texture, very similar to the cream gel liners from ColourPop. So I'm using this more so as a base. but this nude color is quite nice because it's not like a stark white. But I'm gonna go into my Flower Nose palette, taking this like creamy matte white. I've been loving this for my egg yolk because it just pops it out so much, just to set that eyeliner in place, but also just to brighten even more. And then taking that into my inner corners as well. I mentioned this in my other video, but because I have like fine lines underneath my eyes, I do feel like in real life, aegyo cell on me looks very bad because it ages me more rather than making me look younger, which is the whole point of it. But with a matte white, it kind of blurs out those fine lines a little bit and it looks a bit better on me. So I've been always just using a matte white here because I am going out after this. For the first time, I'm filming and I'm going out. So that does look really intense right now. Just going back in with my other brushes to soften it. And then I'm gonna go in with an aegyo cell pen. This one is from CPCP. But now it's time for eyeliner. So Denise got me two options. The first one is from TwinklePop. It's the Eye Drawing Gel Pencil Liner and I have it in number 1 soft black. The other option is from Tag and this is their Slim Fit eyeliner. I have it in a few shades actually. So I have it in like a grayish black, a darker brown, and then a grayish brown. I'm gonna go in with this one, number 1 Ash Black. I'm gonna use it on each side so you can see the difference. I will say, in comparison, the TwinklePop one is what I prefer. I've talked about the Can Make a Creamy Touch eyeliners so many times on my channel. This one is not the same, but I would say out of the two, it's probably a little bit more closer. This one is a bit more creamy, a bit more pigmented, but I think nothing can top the Can Make one for me. However, this one is still good. It's just lacking a little bit of that pigment for me. So you can see it's pigmented, but it's a little bit soft. And I'm actually not sure how much this is going to transfer since I haven't worn it out. Okay, so that was the TwinklePop side. Then I'm gonna use the Tag side. So this one, I would say it's better to draw on your eyeliner, not really to tight line. Just because this one is not as creamy, it's a little bit more dry, but the tip of it is more micro. So again, it's better to just draw on your eyeliner, but I'll just show you anyway. It's just not as creamy as I would like it to be. I would show you the eyeliner, but we do have a liquid liner. This one is actually from The Balm as well. So the same brand as the nude eyeliner. That was my mistake. So this one is the soft eyeliner in Ash Black. The brush tip, not bad. Like, it's a bit medium size, but doable. So I'm gonna use this. It is a brush tip. And you can see how the color, it's not very intense. It's like a softer, yeah, ash black color. So I'm just gonna use that to create my wing. So I'm going back and forth to build on the color. It's actually picking up some of the product. Okay, that's okay. I refilled it in, but yeah, okay, this eyeliner I'm not loving because it is skipping. Alright, so moving back onto the complexion, I have this contour palette from Tag. It's the Dual Multi Shading Palette in number 2 Mono Cool. And then I also have this sort of fan brush, fluffy fan brush from Tag as well. I'm mostly gonna use this side. I feel like this might be too light and too ashy. So just using this side, I'm just gonna dust this on my jawline, just wherever I use the cream contour. And then I'm gonna use some for my nose contour, just to re-emphasize. But because I use such little of this, it's hard for me to really see a difference, you know? And then in a similar packaging, we have a blush palette. So this is the Mood Blush Beam and I have it in number 2, their Mauve. So using their contour brush, I'm gonna take the blush. I'm probably not gonna use the highlighter, guys, but let's feel it out. So it's a little bit more satin-like. It's not super intense, just more of like a glow from within. It's very hard pressed. So yeah, very satin. Just using the blush. I go right here at the apples on my cheeks. This is a really nice like buildable formula as well. I would say it's a little bit too pale for my liking, but it does work great as sort of like a base. And then finally onto lips. All the products are from TwinklePop. I have their lip pencils and then I have their glass tints. So the two shades for the lip pencil I have is number 1 Cool Pink and then number 3 Ash Beige. The beige actually kind of looks like a contour lip liner shade, which is quite popular in K-beauty, but I'm gonna use number 1 Cool Pink. I really like the more thicker rounded pencil, so I can easily overline and blur. It's like the perfect My Lips But Better type of color. And then I have their Pure Glass tint. This one is number 1 Middle Rose. Let's give it a swatch. Middle Rose. And then we have number 2 Cool Mauve, which I think for this cooler makeup look, I'm gonna go in with this one. So the thing with these tints, I have been using them for the past few days and I noticed that my lips was feeling a little bit sensitive afterwards. Some products can make my lips feel very itchy after, and I did get it with this. I'm gonna say it's probably the tint that's giving me that feeling. This is a very more sheer type of tint. It's not super glossy. I'm just gonna blend out the edges, and it does have a fragrance to it, very fruity. Alright guys, this is the final look using a full face of Korean Daiso makeup. As you guys probably saw throughout the video, I am highly impressed by all these products and I love how the final makeup look turned out. Like, this is a look I definitely would wear again. I would say maybe like my least favorite product was probably the liquid liner and maybe the lip tint, just because I do feel like it's giving me a little bit of a reaction. If you're ever in Korea, or if I can find the links if these brands sell individually, I will link them down below. I will also have Denise's video down below as well. Girl, thank you again so much. But with that being said, that does conclude today's video. If you did enjoy, please give the video a thumbs up if you could. It would help me and my channel out a lot. But that will conclude today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. I love you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!